In the heart of Southeast Asia lies a nation that has quietly become a linchpin of the global tech industry. From smartphones to electric cars, Malaysia's semiconductor power the devices that define our modern world. But how did this tropical nation, once known for its rubber and palm oil, transform into a global semiconductor hub? Today, Malaysia accounts for 13% of the global semiconductor market, housing over 200 semiconductor companies and supplying giants like Intel, AMD, and Bosch, contributing 7% to Malaysia's GDP and employing over 600,000 workers. The sector is the backbone of the nation's industrial strategy. This is a story of vision, resilience, and strategic ambition. A story of how Malaysia harnessed globalization, innovation, and policy to carve its name into the Silicon Age. The journey began not with silicon, but with rubber and tin. In the 1960s, Malaysia was a post-colonial economy heavily reliant on agriculture, with 40% of its GDP derived from commodities. But as global demand for electronics surged, visionary leaders like Prime Minister Tun Abdul Razak saw an opportunity to pivot. The turning point came in 1972 when Intel opened its first offshore assembly plant in Penang. Why Malaysia? Competitive labour costs as well as a strategic location along the Malacca Strait shipping route and a government eagerness to modernise the area. The Investment Incentives Act of 1968 offered a 10-year tax holidays for foreign firms, while the Free Trade Zone Act of 1971 eliminated export tariffs. Back then, Malaysia were just assembling simple chips, but Intel's arrival was a signal to the world. Malaysia was open for business. By 1975, Malaysia was producing 80% of Intel's memory chips. The government doubled down, establishing 12 free trade zones by 1980, with infrastructure tailored for tech manufacturing. Penang's Bayan Lepas Industrial Park became a blueprint, offering reliable electricity, waters and roads. By the 1980s, Penang earned the nickname Silicon Island, attracting firms like AMD, Hitachi and Bosch. But Malaysia wasn't just assembling chips, it was climbing the value chain. In 1988, the government launched Silterra, a $1.2 billion semiconductor foundry producing 8-inch wafers. The Multimedia Super Corridor in 1996 aimed to replicate Silicon Valley's innovation ecosystem, offering high-speed internet and legal framework for tech startups. By the 1990s, Malaysia had laid the foundation. Export of electronics surged from 50 million in 1970 to 5 billion by the year 2000, accounting for 60% of total exports. But the real test was yet to come. The 21st century brought a seismic shift. As devices grew smarter, Malaysia's semiconductor industry evolved from screwdriver factories to high-value design and manufacturing, positioning itself as a critical node in a global tech ecosystem. Key to this rise was talent. Universities like Universiti Malaya and University Science Malaysia partnered with multinational firms to co-develop specialized engineering programs. The Penang Skill Development Center, founded in 1989, became a regional model, training 5,000 engineers annually in automation and chip design. By 2020, over 50,000 Malaysians were employed in semiconductor roles, with 50% working in R&D and chip design. Global crisis underscored Malaysia's strategic importance. During the 2011 Thailand floods, which crippled 40% of the world's hard drive production, Malaysia's factory remained operational, earning global trust. A decade later, the 20-23 chip shortage saw automakers like Ford and Toyota relying on Malaysian suppliers to keep assembly lines running, cementing the nation's role as a reliable linchpin. Some of the investment that poured in, transforming Malaysia into a magnet for high-tech growth, includes Fineon, Tesla, and homegrown startups like Skychip and Silicon Pioneer. By 2024, Malaysia's ambition caught the eye of tech titans. nvidia, the AI chip giant, announced a $200 million partnership with Malaysian conglomerate YTL Group to build AI infrastructure, including a state-of-the-art data center in Johor. This facility will train next-gen AI models using nvidia's GPUs, placing Malaysia at the forefront of Southeast Asia AI revolution. Meanwhile, Oracle unveiled plans for its first Malaysian cloud region in Kuala Lumpur, a $400 million investment to support local semiconductor firms with advanced cloud computing and analytics. Not to be outdone, Google broke ground with a $1 billion data center in Selangor, its first in Malaysia, to bolster AI research and data processing for the region. These 2024 investments signal a new chapter. Malaysia is no longer just a manufacturing base, but a strategic partner in AI and cloud computing. The government's National Semiconductor Strategy aimed to capitalize on this momentum, targeting $100 billion in industry revenue by 2030 through initiatives like tech incentives for AI chip design startups, grants for sustainable semiconductor manufacturing, and partnership with MIT and Tsinghua University to train 5,000 AI specialists annually. Malaysia's mastery of advanced packaging, a $30 billion niche where chips are integrated for devices like the iPhones and AI servers, has become its crown jewel. Factories in Penang and Kulim now produce chip for Apple's latest devices and nvidia's H100 AI accelerators, contributing 20% of global output. But with growth comes growing pain. As Malaysia ascends the tech ladder, it faces fierce competition, talent shortages, and the weight of global expectations. The question is no longer whether Malaysia can survive the race, it's whether it can lead it. The nation must navigate a complex landscape to sustain its leadership in the global chip industry. One of those is labour shortages and brain drain. Malaysia's semiconductor sector faced a critical hurdle: retaining skilled professionals. While the country produces 50,000 STEM graduates annually, 2022 survey by the Malaysia Semiconductor Industry Association revealed that 60% of engineers consider emigrating. Salaries in tech hubs like Silicon Valley are offering 3 to 5 times salary higher than what local initiatives were offering. While Singapore's Global Investor Program lures entrepreneurs with residency permits. The brain drain is systemic. Engineers trained in chip fabrication at Penang's Intel facilities are poached by TSMC and Samsung within 5 years. A 2023 World Bank report estimates 300,000 Malaysian professionals work abroad, costing the economy $12 billion annually in lost productivity. Secondly is geopolitical tensions. Malaysia's 40% export reliance on China creates a weak point. When the US banned chip sales to Huawei in 2020, Malaysian suppliers like Inari Amatron lost $200 million in orders. Conversely, China's $55 billion ringgit East Coast Rail Link investment ties infrastructure to tech collaboration. Thirdly is regional competition. Vietnam's $1.1 billion Samsung deal and India's $10 billion semiconductor subsidy threaten Malaysia's edge. Thailand's Eastern Economic Corridor offers robotics-ready factories, while Indonesia's Batang Industrial Park undercuts labour costs by 30%. The storm clouds are real, but Malaysia's semiconductor is far from over. By leveraging its legacy of adaptability and investing boldly in the future, the nation is poised not just to weather the global storm, but to emerge as its eye. From rubber plantations to silicon wafers, Malaysia's journey is a testament to reinvention. In a world hungry for chips, this nation has proven that with vision, adaptability, and grit, even the smaller players can shape the future. The question isn't whether Malaysia will remain a semiconductor hub, it's how far it will rise.